All right, guys. Hey, welcome back to Fidelity Investments. Welcome back to Mad Money. Today, we're going to be talking about quickly how you can do some dividend reinvestment within Fidelity. So, I'm not exactly too sure what the standard is, if they automatically reinvest those dividends to you or if they just automatically send them back to your account. But let's just say you do have a Fidelity account or an equivalent to Fidelity, like a Charles Schwab or something like that. You can see if you kind of go up to this upper left hand corner in accounts and trade, there's a whole bunch of options here. And then, of course, if you want to do planning and advice, there's a whole bunch of options there as well. But specifically for what we want to do today and turn on dividend reinvestment, we're going to go down to something called account features. And so click in the upper left hand corner. If you already have an account made, go to account features. And this will bring up a screen here that will kind of say a whole bunch of different things. And this is where you can kind of do applying for different option strategies to get permissions, where you can kind of set up some other things like beneficiaries for your investment accounts. But specifically, what we want to talk about here is this second little bucket here, the brokerage and trading reinvest dividends button. So we're going to expand this bad boy, and you can see there's a whole bunch of options in here as well. So your financial profiles, your margin, if you want to do margin as well, international trading, if that's something that interests you. But for me, dividends and capital gains is what we're talking about. So let's open this bad boy. And you can see here my individual brokerage account and all the different positions that I have within here. And so this is an opportunity for you to reinvest dividends. And whether or not you want to, let's just say, deposit it back into the core account, or you want to reinvest those securities. That will allow you to either take that cash and either use it for bills, take that cash, invest it in something else, or reinvest in those securities so you can grow that position to larger than what it is now. So let's just take, for example, AT&T. Let's open this bad boy up. At the moment, I have it reinvesting back into AT&T. And what you can see is if you open up specifically this AT&T position, it allows you two different choices, whether that's to reinvest into securities or deposit this money into my core account. Now, I know I make about $150 every quarter from AT&T just based off of how much I have invested in it. And so it's up to me to buy 150 shares every single quarter, or $150 worth of shares every single quarter for AT&T. At the moment, it's about 5 additional shares. So I guess it's up to me whether or not I want to take that and get 5 additional shares every quarter, or if I want to take that 150 and buy something else. Not to say that investing in, say, $30 shares is a bad deal. It's just that maybe I have too much money already in AT&T and I want to make sure I'm managing my risk appropriately and put that money elsewhere. If that was the case, I would go to deposit core account. I personally think at the moment I just want to continue to increase my amount in AT&T and Verizon. I do a good job investing in telecommunications, but at the same time, it would be nice just to continue to reinvest into AT&T. I think it's a low price right now. I think it's a decent price right now. And so that being said, I'm just going to continue to reinvest those dividends and accumulate my 5 additional shares every single quarter. It'll be great. 20 additional shares every single year pays about 50 cents a quarter. Can't complain. I mean, it ends up being a pretty good chunk of change every single time you reinvest some of those dividends. So helps you get the compounding ball continue to grow faster and faster. But there are these little tick box down here at the very bottom. So apply to, whether that's all the positions in this particular account or future positions, right? So depending on if you, let's say, are a diehard dividend reinvestor, you can click this future equity purchases, transfers, and deposits into the account automatically get reinvested into the security. So that way you don't ever have to come back every time you make a new position buy or anything like that. You don't have to be like, hey, I need to make sure I turn on drip or anything like that. It's automatically done for you. And let's just say you want to do it for all the positions in here. So that way, let's just say you make a decision or the market's too overpriced, you want to come back and you want to deposit everything to the core account so you can choose where you want to invest it rather than automatically reinvesting. You can hit this deposit to core account, all equity positions in this account, and it'll allow you to do that. I'm going to keep everything in reinvest security, and I kind of have everything set up the way I want. I don't want everything to reinvest automatically just because I'm trying to diversify the portfolio. And you can see I hit save and I didn't make any changes, so it's going to come up with a little bit of a little angry thing here. But you can see in all the different positions you have here whether or not it's going to be investing back into the core account or whether or not it's going to be reinvesting into that security. So hopefully this video was rather quick and helpful for you to kind of understand um, what you're kind of working with and how you can actually come up with your strategy for your dividends and capital gains and reinvesting those back into the company. I've seen opportunities where the stock has, say, kind of stayed stagnant for 2 to 3 years, and I'd be able to accumulate another 10, 20 shares. Even though that the stock price didn't really change, I'd be able to sell those positions for a gain just based off the fact that I've had the dividend reinvestment in them. And it's actually beneficial in some of those cases because while you did get those dividends and you did reinvest them at a certain, say, cost basis, if the price didn't really increase all too much, you're not going to be paying capital gains again on, say, that increased value, because if the price stayed the same, it is what it is. So you were able to, one, get additional shares based off the reinvestment and get that compounding ball going a little bit faster, but at the same time, continue to increase the position. Um, so one, build a bigger position for yourself, or two, kind of get that snowball continuing to roll. So that's really it for this video. Wanted to make it really quick for you guys. And yeah, that's relatively it. Now I think I'm just going to jump over and do a quick video on how you can do some analytics within Fidelity, which I think will be useful for folks to get a little bit more idea as to how to do some research. So hopefully you guys stick around with me for that one, because after this video, I'm going to be jumping right to it. So thanks, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.